I like to subscribe to all that other time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie show is called Clickbait. It's 8 episodes, 48 minutes apiece. Spoiler alert, let's just get it. So episode 1, we start off with a birthday dinner. We have this girl named Pia. We got Nick in the middle, his son Kai on the left, his grandma Andrea on the right celebrating the birthday. On the right, we got his other son Ethan and his girlfriend Sophie. Pia was starting a bunch of shit. Nick had enough and he kicked his sister out. So she runs out the house pissed off. So what she decided to do? Hits up a bar and goes drinking. Going dancing, going crazy. Then she's sitting on the toilet, she's going through Tinder profiles. She tried to get a pop with this one dude to see what's good. But then her goofy ass accident, she drops her phone in the toilet. She gets back to her house and puts rice in it, stuff like that, you know. Soak up all the water, all that shit. Get some drinks, gets furred, pops some pills, and eats ice cream. But she can't use her phone right now to call back Tinder dates. She just ends up masturbating on the bed. And that was pretty much her night. Next day she goes to work. Not really sure if she works at a hospital or not. Anyway, she talks to this dude named Vince. And he's scrolling through random ass YouTube videos that he always watching. It's like fake horror shows or something. Then this chick named Gender Flogger posts up something that relates to another video. And ends up showing a video of Nick all beaten up talking about at 5 million views I die. And he posted up a sign saying I abuse women. So one, his sister Pia is like, what the fuck is this? She thinks it's bullshit at first, but just to make sure she's calling around people to see if he's left the house or anything like that. She goes to his job and finds out that he didn't make it to work and he was supposed to be there like 8 in the morning. He shows this guy Mark the video who happens to be Nick's best friend or something. And they try to get some information on where the heck Nick could be. After they couldn't find enough, and they end up going to Sophie's job, who she happens to be a teacher. She shows Sophie the video because she hasn't seen it, and she's thinking to herself like, well, he left the house at like 6 this morning. So he can go to work, but obviously we got up with the people that he's supposed to be working with and he wasn't there. So at this point they're ready to go to the police, and meanwhile the toll is rising. It's always already at 1 million views. So they go there explaining the situation, but they don't feel like it's a real threat because it hasn't been, 48 hours yet. But he's like, okay, what if this threat is real? I mean, like, if they say he's going to die at 5 million views, then they talk to this detective named Rashid, and he wants to do everything in his power to help out. Then she goes back home to her kids to make sure everything is all good with them. Pia goes back and checks on the app, and the toll's been rising like crazy. Then she checks her phone, which is finally dried up from all the rice, and finds out there was a message that Nick had left, saying he was apologizing about what happened at the birthday dinner. He said he's got some stuff to work out, but that's all he really said. But that message came through at like 1:45 in the morning, and like we said, her phone was messed up and she finally started working. You can tell right off the back, Andrea and Pia got beef. I guess she always thought she was the black sheep of the family. So now the police told her they got some more information, so she goes back to the police station, but Sophie's already there. Come to find out, there's another video out stating that he killed the woman. Pia obviously thinks somebody else wrote that for him. He probably kidnapped her or something, because it's 2 different handwritings. So you got one police officer is questioning whether he's really kidnapped or he really did some of the stuff that he's saying. Sophie's a laid-back personality, so she's nonchalant about the stuff. But Pia's fucking enraged that the police ain't doing their job. Then after they leave the station, Pia lets Sophie hear the voicemail that Nick left at about 1:45 in the morning on her phone. But she didn't have any idea what it could mean. Then she goes back to her job to talk to Vince again. And apparently he's good at hacking their computers, so she's going to get him to try to find any information to hack this website or whatever the case is. Then she gets back to the house, police reporters and journalists and all that stuff at the house, media and whatnot. Checks on Kai to make sure everything good with him. Apparently Andrea was out the loop because she just found out about what's going on with her son. Pia checks on Ethan, but as soon as she leaves, he's text messages somebody named Al. Why does he look so nervous texting him though? Then they hack into Nick's computer to see if they can find any information. But all they found was pictures of the family and porn sites. Then we flash back to a scene where both him and his sister were smoking weed. Talks about if anything ever happens to me, you gotta be able to look after the kids and Sophie. What's this foreshadowing? Then she goes back to the house to see if she found anything. By the way, it's at like 3,500,000 views. Then Vince comes to her house and tells her that he analyzed both of the videos. And they've had a bunch of people looking into it, even like retired old police officers. And they found out in the videos he's actually behind the drop screen. So they found out the videos was shot in some type of delivery van. An XPN Fright Express delivery van. Apparently it was an early 2000s model. So now they finally got some information for her. Hopefully they can find Nick. Her and Mark go back to the police station so they give some more evidence to him. Rasim is going to make sure he does everything in their power to make sure everything gets popping. Meanwhile, they've been going through a bunch of old camera security road tracks or whatever. Traffic cameras and whatnot. But they said they weren't going to leave the police station regardless, so he has them wait in the waiting room. And he's going to let them know the first thing if anything comes up. Then he tells this story and he asks Nick about wanting to date Pi, and he's like, you ever break my sister's heart, I'll freaking club you with a 2x4. Then she's checking the views, which is up to over 4 million now. Then we get a flashback of how he let loose on Pia during the dinner. Next thing you know, she's looking at the thing and we're like, oh shit, it's at 5 million views. The police said the information checked out and they found something. They about to find the truck. So they head over to the spot where they found the truck. Hey, there it is. They open the truck and what do they see? We don't know. You gotta tune into episode 2. Man, I didn't clickbait you. That's just how the episode ended. I'm full-fledged on this shit. We about to watch all 8 episodes. We're gonna get it popping. Clickbait on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You know what time it is. Easy, easy, best stars. Big. Could have got this slogan.